Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for day 2 of the Lightroom Cleanup Challenge. And today we're going to organize our Lightroom. So we are going to be setting up a new catalog and moving shoots and folders between catalogs, which is an amazing hack. So I want to make sure, just in case, just as an insurance policy, that you have already done your backups. So if you're not sure how to do that, make sure to head back to your welcome email to find how to do a backup. And then join me once you've done that. So for today, we have 2 tasks. The first one is we're going to set up a catalog and a backup routine. And then we're going to create a new catalog. Many people are scared of setting up a new catalog, but it is super, super easy. So first up, I want to give a little bit of context, a little bit of information about catalogs themselves, because I found after teaching thousands of students, there can often be some confusion about what Lightroom actually is and what it stores. So we have Lightroom, so the program that we go into that we all know. Now, in order to be able to look at and edit our files, we need a few things. So we need the software, we need our raw files, which are usually stored on an external hard drive, sometimes your computer. And the other piece of the puzzle is that we need the Lightroom catalog. So the Lightroom catalog stores information about our edits, our previews, metadata, and then we have our raw files. So we need these 3 things in order to edit. So we actually edit from an image preview from the raw file that's stored in the information in the catalog. Now, just say for some reason you deleted or lost a catalog. Well, then we've lost all the edits and the ability to edit. So we really need to make sure that we have that catalog, that it's working properly, and then we have backups as well. The other thing that might happen to us is we might lose a hard drive. It might get corrupted, and then we've lost all our raw files. So the Lightroom catalog does not store our raw files. So we really need those 3 pieces of the puzzle. We're going to make sure that we have a backup solution today. So like I said, we need 2 things. We need the raw files, ideally on external hard drives, and we need our Lightroom catalog. So my biggest and best advice is to always have 2 backups, because 1 copy is not a backup. We always need to have 2 backups. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So here is my main backup workflow. So I have a hard drive called KCI, which is my business name, Coronet Creative Inc. And then the X's stand for the year of the hard drive. So it could be 2023, 2024, so on. So then I have a number 2 and a number 1. So the number 2 is the hard drive that I work from. Maybe it seems backwards, but in my head it works. And then the number 1 is like the pristine backup. I always back up the number 1 from everything that I'm working on in number 2. So when I go to edit or do a shoot, I will plug in the KCI, whatever year it is, the number 2 backup. I'll work from it, and then I'll go ahead and back everything that I've just done onto the number 1 hard drive. So this is going to have raw files, so there'll be raw files on both, and I'll have backups of catalogs now and again. If I'm using Capture One, I will also make sure that I have sessions on both of these hard drives. So that's the main way that I work. Now, the second way is that sometimes I will have really important files on a hard drive, and I use what's called Crash Plan. So you can use any sort of cloud-based storage. So the way Crash Plan works is you get one hard drive, you plug it in, and it looks for new things, and it goes ahead and backs it up on the cloud. So that is another option that you could do as well. So the main thing here is that we have 1, 2 backups. This is 1, 2 backups, because remember, 1 backup is not a backup. Now, this I do not recommend, but it is a short-term solution until you find your backup routine. So if you are storing things on your computer, so you're storing raw files and catalogs, and then you're backing up onto an external hard drive, that is technically 2 copies, but you're going to run into trouble because your computer is not going to have enough space to store all your raw files and to store and run all of your programs. So this is just a short-term solution. So I want you to think about your backup routine and what's going to work for you. So will you do 2 hard drives? Will you move away from your computer and hard drive system, or you have a hard drive and cloud storage? Now you want to make sure that you always have 2 copies of your raw files, so your raw files, and your catalog. So you're going to back up your catalog maybe once a month onto your hard drive. Now, I do get asked from time to time, so I wanted to make sure I was including this information, but you need to make sure that you're checking for the latest models. But this is sort of what I use. So I use Seagate Slim for any desk work, and I try to get 2 terabyte hard drives. Now, I have heard some photographers say that they don't like these, they find that they corrupt or they break. It is a very popular brand, and in my opinion, the reason they break is because people use them on the go. They use them with their laptop, they have them in bed, they might have them on the couch. This is what I use for desk work. So if I'm on the go, on location, I'm moving around, I'm somewhere it's not stable, I use what's called an SSD drive, and that's a solid state drive. And now it doesn't have spinning parts, so it's more robust and less likely to break. So I have a 1 terabyte, and I currently have an SSD Samsung T5, and I will put things onto this hard drive to work from while I'm on the go, and then I'll transfer them over at a later date. So just a little bit of information about what I do there. Now, I want to share with you that Lightroom speed and efficiency goes down when you have more than 15,000 images in a catalog. It's true. And if your Lightroom's really slow and you have a lot of images in it, it's just going to get slower. So I am going to encourage you to set up multiple catalogs, and that's what we're going to do in our next task. So some examples that we have here. This is different ideas about how you can set your catalogs up. So you could have a time-based catalog. So that's all shoots that you do in X year. So you could do all shoots in 2023, all shoots in 2024, or you might have a reoccurring client. You do shoots for them weekly or monthly. Now you might want to have a catalog just for that client. This works really well if you're shooting for food blogs or brands and you have packaging and things like that that you're shooting for all the time. Perhaps you've been asked to shoot for a cookbook. Now that is a great opportunity to set up a project-based catalog. It makes it so much easier to go ahead and just locate when you're talking between the author and the publisher, and you're just locating those files. The last one is you can set up by niche. So maybe you shoot product, you shoot food, you shoot people. You could set up catalogs based on niche. So let's look at an example here. So here we have a hard drive. So this is a hard drive that I have plugged in, and on that hard drive, I have a folder with all of my food shoots for that particular year. So here they are in order, and then all of those shoots go into a time-based catalog. So let's say all 2021 images. So I want you to think about which one of these resonates with you, and maybe you're going to do multiple. So task 2 is to create a new food catalog. So that's going to be food and the year that you are currently wanting to create that for. And then we're going to look at how you can move applicable shoots into this new catalog if necessary. So simply, you just need to open Lightroom. You can open the catalog that you use the most. And to set up a new catalog, you simply go to File, New Catalog. Really easy. And then you're just going to pop in the name. So we're going to do food 20, and you're going to, if it's 23, you're going to pop in 23. If it's 24, you're going to pop in 24, and so forth. So I'm going to do 23. Lightroom should save this to the default area in your pictures. So it's going to do pictures. You can go ahead and select Lightroom, or if you have something else set up, or if you want to pop it on a hard drive, you can do that as well. So if you wanted to pop it onto your hard drive there, you could go ahead and grab a new, so this is a brand new hard drive that I've gone ahead and created, and I could pop it into a food catalog if I wanted to. So I'm just going to leave it in Pictures and Lightroom for the moment. And I'm going to go and click Create. And then it's going to open a new catalog for us. We can see Food 2023 here. You can head up and you can take a look at your catalog settings. So if you want to go ahead and look at General, you'll take a look at the location. So you can always click Show, and that's going to bring up the Finder window for you. It'll tell you the name, when it was created, and then you can go ahead and choose a backup routine. So you might want to do once a week, when exiting Lightroom, every time Lightroom exits, or when Lightroom next exits. So I would choose once a week or every time Lightroom exits, and then it's up to you. I've set up a brand new hard drive, and it currently has 3 shoots on it. Now they are in an old catalog, and I want to move it over to the new catalog, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really simple. So in the catalog that we just created, so we can see that we just created this one, we're going to go to File, Import from another catalog. Then if you head to where your catalogs are located, so for Mac, that will be Pictures, Lightroom. And then I know that I have a few shoots from this catalog that I want to bring over. So I'm going to choose that. And when this pop-up window comes up, we're simply going to make it larger, and you're going to have this little box tick that says Show Preview. That is going to help us visualize what we're bringing over. So I'm going to untick all folders, and we're going to go ahead and find the new shoots that I want to bring over. So I want to bring over this blood orange raspberry, pavlova, and you can scroll through and have a look at the photos just to make sure that you've selected the right folder. Now you can make the previews bigger or you can make them smaller. The other thing you can do is uncheck all, and if you just wanted to bring over a couple of files, you could go and just tick the ones you want to bring over. But I do recommend let's leave them all checked and bring them all over. So you can go ahead and select as many folders as you want to bring over. So I'm going to select Strawberry Lime Cheesecake as well. Just take a quick look. And the Vietnamese Noodle Salad. The last thing that we need to do is take a look at the file handling. So we can add new photos to the catalog without moving, which is what I'm going to do because I have them on the new hard drive that I want. Otherwise, you could copy new photos to a new location and import. So if we do that, it's going to ask us, where do you want to copy them to? We can then choose a hard drive. Maybe you want to do a new folder, and we'll do Food 2023. And it's going to bring the files over here for us. And then all we do is simply click Import. Now, depending on how much you're bringing over, the time is going to vary. So if you're going to bring over a lot of files, make sure that you have some time where you don't have a client deadline so you can bring these over. Once your transfer has been finished, you'll be able to find all those images are now in your new catalog. If we head over to our hard drive as well, you will see that it went ahead and moved all of those images and folders into our new folder that we created, the 2023 folder. And a big thank you for watching day 2 Get Organized in Lightroom of the challenge. I'm going to see you in our last video tomorrow.